All right, let's get right into it. We're going to talk about how to take your web enumeration from, a frantic game of chance into a really disciplined, effective process. It's all about finding more by actually scanning less.
Oh man, we've all been there, right? You're just staring at your terminal, watching FFUF or whatever fuzzer you use, just scroll and scroll and scroll, and you're just hoping for a jackpot while your exam time is just bleeding away. Well, that feeling? Yeah, that ends today. See, the problem isn't the tool. It's almost never the tool. It's the strategy. Let's talk about the real cost of all that noise. Think about the trade-off here. Every 30 minutes you spend waiting for some massive, noisy word list to finish, that's 30 minutes you could have spent finding a simple misconfiguration, or maybe a forgotten backup file that's the key to the whole box. In these exams, time is literally everything. This is the question you have to start asking yourself. A terminal that's just flooded with 200 OK responses might feel like a win, but if they're all just wildcard redirects to the same page, you haven't actually gone anywhere. You're not making progress. So yeah, we need a better metric. So let's talk about that better metric. It's all about focusing on one thing: signal over noise. And here it is: signal density. This is the number you need to be obsessed with. The whole goal is to get more valuable, more actionable info from smaller, smarter scans. Ask yourself, are you finding real doorways, or are you just knocking on painted walls? And you gotta remember this. If your small initial scan produces nothing but noise, running a bigger list isn't gonna magically find gold. It just scales the disappointment. You're not creating more signal, you're just making a bigger pile of useless data. And look, this table really puts the cost into perspective. A quick 2,000-word scan, that's under a minute. But jump up to a big 100,000-word list, now you're staring at over 40 minutes of your life just gone. That's a massive gamble to take on a low-confidence scan. The math just doesn't lie. So, how do we actually do this? Well, it's a simple workflow. Confirm, then expand. The idea is you have to earn the right to go big. And this whole thing relies on using the right tool for the job. Think of something small like common.txt as your scalpel. It's for quick, precise confirmation. The bigger lists, like the Raft lists, well, those are your heavy machinery. You only bring those in after you've confirmed there's actually something there to dig for. So here's the workflow. Pass 1 is your recon mission. You give yourself 10 minutes max. Your goal is to figure out how the server behaves, calibrate your filters, and grab any low-hanging fruit. Then, and only after you get legitimate, interesting hits, do you even think about moving to Pass 2, where you start to expand your search. So, how do you know when it's time to scale up? Well, the decision all comes down to a really simple but really powerful trigger. The magic number is 2. But it's not just any 2 things. It has to be 2 specific kinds of things. So this is the question you have to ask yourself. You're not looking for 2 identical hits. You're looking for 2 distinct responses from the server that tell you 2 different stories. That's your green light. That's your trigger to go deeper. So what counts as a meaningful hit? Well, it's not just any old response. It's a clue, a real page with actual unique content. A redirect that takes you somewhere interesting, like a login page, or a 403 forbidden on a directory called admin. Man, that's not a dead end, that's a huge signal. Or maybe an API endpoint that gives you back some JSON. These are all signs that there's real depth to the target. Now, to really get good at this, we also have to know what not to do. Let's cover a few common mistakes that look smart, but are actually just destroying your signal. This one feels so productive, right? I'll just check for .php, .bak, .txt. But every single extension you add is a multiplier. You add 5 extensions to a 10,000-word list, and you've just created a 60,000 request monster. You've just massively increased your scan time, probably for nothing. Recursion is an amazing feature, but only when you point it at something real. Recursing right from the start just multiplies your uncertainty. It's like trying to map out every room in a building before you've even found the front door. Find the directory first, then you can explore it. Okay, this is a big one. A 403 forbidden is not a dead end. It's often one of your best clues. It means you found something the server is actively trying to protect. Don't think of it as a wall. Think of it as a locked door. And locked doors usually have something interesting behind them. So let's just boil this all down into a few rules. The operator's discipline. Rule 1, validate wildcard behavior. Always, first thing you do. Rule 2, be scientific. Change only one variable per run. Rule 3, don't confuse a redirect with a real find. And finally, the most important rule. Start small until the target proves to you it's worth a deeper look.
I love this quote because it just nails the entire idea. A big word list isn't the magic. Your preparation is. The same exact tool can either be a megaphone that just amplifies chaos, or it can be a microscope that gives you incredible focus. The difference is your discipline.
And that's really the question to leave you with. Before you press enter on your next scan, just ask yourself, have I found a real, verifiable lead that's worth expanding on? Or am I just closing my eyes, crossing my fingers, and hoping to get lucky in a sea of noise? Your answer is going to define your success.